All right, folks. 2025 Membership Masterclass, and we're getting rolling. I am Phil Sitter. I'm the founder and CEO of RepeatMD. If you're looking for me, I'm not super hard to find. I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on email. I check my email, check my Instagram, I check my LinkedIn. So if there's something that I can help you with, always feel free to reach out. For many of you, if you don't know RepeatMD, this is your first time to ever join us on a masterclass or one of our virtual events. We're the fastest growing software company in health tech. We serve over 1.5 million patients, 3,500 practices, have generated over $2 billion in revenue, and we're all over the place. Right. So that's practices in med spas, derm, plastics, dentists, wellness, specialty beauty, et cetera, anywhere that we can transform more lives, help small businesses that are in aesthetics and wellness really take their business to the next level. That's where we are. But we're here about memberships. And memberships are everywhere, folks, right? So when we think about memberships, let's frame it. Anything that's a subscription, okay? So whether it's Birchbox, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Spotify, Dollar Shave Club, Just Fab, Freshly, BarkBox, Lifetime, whatever it is, memberships are everywhere. And the reason why memberships have had such an amazing run in the last decade is because many people are shopping in a way that they want incrementality, right? They build their budgets based off the things that they love, but they don't want to go spend $2, $3, $4, $5,000 on a thing. They just want, hey, let me get this much value, but pay this much a month. And really, when memberships really took the next level was when like streamers happened, right? When like Netflix charged like $5 a month, et cetera. But that has gone all the way through now to the aesthetics and wellness industry, where people or patients, clients, whatever you call them, now expect a modern practice to have memberships, right? And today we're going to be talking about not only memberships, but how they apply to your practice, what the very best are doing, right? And the tactics and strategies that you can use to either launch your membership program. If you haven't done that before, you're in the right place. Or if you have launched your program and it hasn't gotten the results that you're looking for just yet, well, today is going to be just a home run for you, because we're going to give you all the tactics that you can do. And not only just us, we're bringing in some speakers that I can't wait to share with you today, that they're going to teach you exactly what they do to get their results. And trust me, the results that they get are results that you want. So I'm excited to dive into that today. So I'm going to start a poll here so we know who's in the crowd. You should see a little red dot at poll right there by the chat. And the question is, how much are you selling in memberships today? All right, let's see. Poll results here. I'm going to close the poll. Let's see if I can share it. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll read it to you. We have a majority of people between $1 and $2,500 a month, and then we have the next half at $2,500 to $10,000 a month. Very few over $10,000 a month, and a good portion looks like maybe 15, 20% that have sold zero, right? So it seems like most people are between 0 and 10,000 a month, right? So I would say that's 80% of the crowd, which is great, because all the speakers today that we're going to be sharing with you are well over $10,000 a month. So you're in the right place, right? It's great. You know, whether you just started, and I know many of you in the chat said you just started, right? That's perfect, because now you're going to save a lot of time with making mistakes that most people made, right? Doing memberships. But for many of you that haven't started or haven't really taken it seriously, I want to have a real conversation with you first, right? The value of what we're doing today, it means nothing if I just share stats and data with you. It means everything if we can frame it in a way that you can create an emotional attachment to, right? Because our businesses are a huge part of our identity and who we are. And if we don't have an emotional attachment to the next thing that we're doing, then many times we don't find the courage or the drive to actually pull it off. And I would tell you, most people that are doing less than $10,000 a month, it's not because you don't have the right strategy or the right tactics. It's actually because you don't take it as seriously as you could or should, and you haven't prioritized that. Maybe a little bit of tactics, and we're going to share that with you today. But I'm telling you, if you just copy and paste the exact playbooks we share today, you should do at least $50,000 a month in a year from now in memberships. And if you are not after this, right, because these practices are going to be similar to yours and similar size for sure, especially one of the practices that do over $1 million a year in memberships, which is not very big, right? Not very big at all. If you don't get the results, it's because you haven't actually taken it as seriously as you could or should. Because today, I promise you're going to get the strategies. So let's talk about that. At first, I want to talk about time. Okay. And time is really important because we don't have that much of it. And so the question that I have for you, and if you're a parent, right, this will ring true to me because I'm a parent. But if you're a parent, put in the chat, right, that you're a parent, and question for you, how many weeks do you have to spend with your kid from birth till 18? So from the moment the kid is born, right, how many weeks do you think you have? Okay, let's take a look. 936 weeks. Okay, a couple of people might have gotten that, so that's great that you know that. I didn't know that, but actually, that's not at all an emotional thing for me. 936 weeks, it doesn't seem like a lot, might not seem like enough. Who fucking knows, right? 936 doesn't actually mean much. The question is this: 75% of all the time you'll spend with your child happens before the age of 12. Okay? 75% of all the time that you'll spend with your child happens before the age of 12. And for me, time, and for you, is our most valuable resource. That's me and that's my daughter, right? So she's 6. So if I think about it, 12, well, 6 happened like that. So I only have 6 more years, and 75% of all the time I'll ever spend with my daughter, Zoe, right, is going to happen in the next 6 years. And we all know how fast 6 years goes, right? I just remember her being born yesterday. And why am I starting with this? Well, because if you have a business that starts at 0 every month, okay, then it's likely that business is highly dependent on you. So where am I going? Well, if you're spending all your time in your business and not home with your family because the business depends on you, well, I already know what your days and weeks look like. And you spend all of your time on chasing new revenue, hoping that next month will be better than the last, making you an actual prisoner of your own success. And this is an important point in this industry because many folks in this industry want to become a celebrity within their industry, right? Oh, I want to be the next Paul Nassif, or I want to be the next whoever the celebrity that you follow is in the aesthetics and wellness space. But those people oftentimes actually become prisoners of their own success. They can't sell the business, they can't scale the business without them, right? And who they are. And so I'm not saying it is very important to be the figurehead of your business. You know, I try to be of mine, of RepeatMD, but you actually don't want to become a prisoner of your own success where the business is completely and highly dependent on you. And memberships actually has an opportunity to change that game. It really rewrites that paradigm because memberships create monthly recurring revenue. You're going to hear me say the word MRR today. And MRR really has the opportunity to change your life. And successfully selling memberships guarantees your calendars to be full. It boosts your patient retention. It increases your sales. It lowers your marketing cost, and it gives you financial security. And so that's the why behind memberships on an emotional level. And ultimately gives you the freedom that you deserve, right? No one started a business to say, oh man, I want to become a prisoner of my own success. Wouldn't that be great? But that ends up becoming the outcome, right? And the reason it becomes an outcome is because you haven't applied the strategies in order to buy back your time or apply something like memberships, do $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 a month in memberships. So you don't have to be there all the time because, you know, I lived in Houston. It felt like we had either a snowstorm or a hurricane or whatever every 3 to 4 to 5 months. And those businesses in Houston that didn't have a monthly recurring membership program, right? If they were out of business for 2 weeks, they didn't make any revenue for 2 weeks. If you had a membership program, you would still make revenue and people would come in at the times allotted in order to claim whatever the membership's about. So if you want real financial security, memberships are key. Okay. And the question is, hey, if many of you want an outcome, right? If you want an outcome of saying, hey, one day I'd like to sell my business, put in the chat, and I know many of you have seen this because you've been in Masterclass, but what percent of businesses never get sold? Put into the chat, what percent of businesses do you think never get sold? It's 87%. So most people don't actually have a business that's buyable or sellable or franchisable. Most people have, if they are really good at what they do, a high paying job. And the other half of the people have even less than a high paying job. Actually, if you divide their hours by the amount they pay themselves, they would be way better ahead if someone employed them. And that's a really scary place to be. I know that I've been there. Before RepeatMD, I was a small business owner. I had a bunch of restaurants. I started with one, then I expanded them. But during those first like 5+ years of my business, I don't know what I was making, $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year. I would have been way better off being employed by somewhere else until I updated my playbook and my strategies, my blueprints, and I got much better at business, right? But you have to cross that chasm. And one person I really want to call out is a client of ours, Dr. Teresa Camden. And Dr. Camden was actually an early RepeatMD client, probably first like 200, 300 clients that we've had. She came to us. She launched a membership program. After 1 year, she was doing over $50,000 a month. And congratulations to her. I'm not sure if she's on today, but Dr. Camden just sold her practice in Q2, Q3 of last year. And she will tell you, because she's been on our calls, that she being a practice owner for so long, had no shot of ever selling her business until she completely pivoted into, I'm going to make a membership program and I'm going to take it really fucking seriously. And 2.5 years later, going from a business that nobody would acquire to a business that was acquired at a great multiple has absolutely changed her life. And her husband, Chris, like, they will tell you it's all about memberships. That's how they were able to do that, right? And with PE, or franchising or buyers, et cetera, if you don't have a business that has a recurring model, it's going to be very hard for you to ever exit your business. And I'm going to go deeper on that. Okay. So let's talk about business with a strong MRR base receive 2 to 3 times greater valuations than those who don't. So if you've seen this slide, I want to be repetitive for you because I bring it up every single time, and I want to show you the difference between practice A and practice B. Now, both practices are going to have the same top line sales. Both are going to do 3 million, okay? But one practice A, is going to do 3 million of non-recurring sales, and they're going to have a 20% net margin. So that's $600,000 in the year, right? It's a great business. If you have a business that's doing $3 million and you're netting 600,000, that's an amazing business. And if you were to sell that business, you'd get 4 times forward earnings. That would give you a $2.4 million enterprise value. This person would be able to sell their business at 2.4 million, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Practice B, same top line sales, $3 million a year. But this time they only do 2.46 million of one-time sales. Of that 2.46, they do 20% net margin. They make about $420,000 net a year. Also an incredible business, incredible lifestyle business. 4 times forward earnings, 1.68 million is the valuation of that part of their business. But they also do $540,000 of recurring memberships in a year, in which they get 6 times a forward multiple, adding an additional 3.2 million in value. And that same business, just positioned differently, taking memberships as key, is now worth 4.9 million. Okay. And this is for illustrative purposes. It depends on what it trades. During 2021, med spas were trading at 6, 8, 10 times of revenue, right? Of recurring revenue. Now they might be trading, 2, 4, 6 times. Regardless, if you want to have a business that's more valuable, memberships is the way. And the question is, well, why? Like, why do they become more valuable? And I just want you to take a second to put yourself in the position of the buyer. If you were trying to buy your practice, a business with memberships, they have predictable revenue. Their members spend more and they visit more often, right? Rather than having a person only come in 2 to 3 times a year, people are coming in 6, 8, 12 times a year with the proper membership program. And that increases their lifetime value. What lifetime value is just simply how much will a patient spend in the lifetime of doing business with you. Well, if somebody comes in 3, 4 times a year versus someone that comes in 8, 10, 12 times a year, that person's going to be spending way more. And so we know, if we're looking to buy that business, that if this business has a lot of recurring revenue and we can increase that, we can scale that, then all of a sudden we have the opportunity to create even more revenue. And I'm going to show you real results from clients and the difference between what their members spend in a year versus their non-members. And I think that will blow your mind. So let's talk about what the agenda is for today, right? We talked a little bit about the why, and that's me sort of just like preaching about how really important memberships is for your business, because I want you to have the financial freedom a business could bring versus being a prisoner of your success. But the agenda for today is we're going to go to membership school just so we know the definitions and types. We're going to talk about the best memberships of 2025. We're going to bring in practice owners and talk about their membership success stories and their real playbooks and what you can do to sell more. And then a bunch of learnings that we've had from selling now $100 million in memberships. So let's talk about the stars of the show here. We're going to bring in Dr. Schimpf, who's the founder and CEO of Sweetgrass Plastic Surgery. He does $72,000 a month in membership in his membership. Dr. Geyer, she does $45,000 a month. And then we're going to have the queen herself, Adrienne, who is the #1 membership seller that we've ever met. And she's going to blow your mind by the tactics and things that she does to increase her membership. And she's at $95,000 a month, and probably now over $100,000 a month with her membership program. And she's done over $2 million in membership sales. So she kills it, and she's going to come in live. I mean, think about this. Dr. Schimpf and Adrienne are coming live today to share with you the practical strategies that they're using to get those type of results versus me telling you, bringing them on. Like, it's so kind of them, so generous of them. And that's the type of community that we've built at RepeatMD, where we're all just trying to be successful together. And the whole quote about the boats and the tides and all that stuff, right? The rising tide floats all boats. Same scenario here. Okay, so let's quickly go to membership school. 3 definitions you need to know. Monthly recurring revenue, okay? Monthly recurring revenue, that's simply how much in membership sales do you do every single month. That's a very important number for you to know. It's a very important number for you to look at. Annual recurring revenue, ARR, that's your monthly recurring revenue times 12. If you were doing $100,000 a month in membership sales, you times that by 12, the ARR of that business would be $1.2 million. And then most importantly, or maybe not most importantly, but the thing that most people don't ever look at is your churn rate. On your RepeatMD dashboard, or if you don't have RepeatMD, you need to look at this number. You need to look at what your percentage of churn is per month. On a direct-to-consumer business, anywhere between 2 and 7.5%, even maybe like 8% is okay. But if you start getting over 10% of churn, 10% of your members cancel every single month, then in 1 year's time, you're going to have to resell your entire membership pool. And the way you should think about churn is if your clients are getting value from your membership program. So if you launch a new membership and your churn is 15% in a month, that means that your clients don't necessarily find that valuable. They don't want to continue being a member. The only asterisk that I would put on this is weight loss memberships. Weight loss memberships, typically you see after month 3, 4, 5, you see a huge decrease, right? Where people feel like, oh, I did it for 90 days, I lost weight and I moved on. In that scenario, milestone bonuses and giving people bonuses when they hit month 3, 4, 5, 6 is really helpful. But those are definitions that you need to know for membership program. Okay, let's talk quickly about the types of membership program. So we have the Talks memberships, right? And those are typically between $10 and $100 a month, right? And that just gives you discounts for Toxin, right? They don't get anything with it. They just get preferred pricing. Beauty Bank, it's a savings account with perks. We're going to talk about Beauty Banks today. This is a very interesting membership program. Tier-based treatments, that's like your bronze, silver, gold, and that comes with different treatments every single month that you can select from. Then you have treatment specific, right? That's like a weight loss membership. And then you have, treatment specific might be like hormones. And then weight loss memberships we've categorized as own separate just because of the volume and the sales that weight loss memberships does. It's extraordinary. Okay. The top 2025 top selling memberships this year, okay, by revenue, weight loss memberships. And today we're seeing, some type of difficulty with tirzepatide and potential semaglutide, and people are moving, from various compound pharmacies to, compound pharmacies that can do personalization, et cetera, so they can continue selling it. But for now, weight loss memberships are still number one with revenue generated. Top selling memberships by patient satisfaction and retention, meaning patients really love it and they stay, low churn rate. Those are beauty banks. Beauty banks are by far what people retain the most. And top selling memberships by enrollment are Tox memberships and clubs, right? Tox clubs, et cetera, because they're low price and they're obvious in terms of savings. If I'm saving $2, $3 a unit and I'm coming into you already 3-4 months, then I can just do the math and say, oh, I can save, $500 this year or whatever the number is, right? If I join this $20 a month club, and then from there I get perks and benefits for being that. So those are your top three. So we are now moving on into the real examples of membership success. Let me see if we have our speakers ready to roll. All right. So I'm going to here in a second bring up Dr. Schimpf, and I will call that out when we're ready. But Sweetgrass Plastic Surgery and Spa, I want to do a little bit of introduction here. Sweetgrass, as I said, does $72,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue, $869,000 of annual recurring revenue. And you can see their active membership growth. Take a look at that chart. It's absolutely been incredible to see their growth from September, October, and beyond. And you can see March. This was in mid-March when we were doing this. The predicted membership increase has been incredible, and he continues to grow. Dr. Schimpf does. The type of memberships that they're selling, beauty bank and weight loss. Here is their beauty bank. And again, we're showing you the real membership so you get an idea of what they're doing tactically so you can get a similar result. This is his beauty bank. It's $199 a month. Again, that amount gets credited into the patient's wallet, and then the patient can spend it on high margin services. But take a look at the benefits: 10% off skincare, 10% off lasers, 10% off of spa services, $1 off Botox or Dysport. Okay. And then weight loss memberships, right? These are, I believe, and Dr. Schimpf, you can correct me. Yeah, they're semaglutide weight loss memberships. Yeah, right there in front of me, right? Those are his price points for that. And also, I just want to call out that everything that these practices do are super intentional, right? So for example, on his website, he has downloaded the app and he's got it all over social media, et cetera. And we'll have him talk about that, right? And social media here, he's talking about kick off the holidays, biggest sale of the year, 20% off anything exclusively in our Sweetgrass app. And so Dr. Schimpf, welcome.
Hey, Phil, thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much for taking the time. So we wanted to get right into it. We've shared your membership success and it's been absolutely incredible. But I wanted to start with the first question for you, hearing from you. Why did you make membership such a core focus of your practice?
Well, we started last fall of last year, and it was really in a difficult financial time. I think overall the aesthetic industry coming out of COVID was booming, and then by 23 and into 24 with interest rates and inflation kind of hitting, going through the roof, we saw a slowdown for sure. And I think each patient becomes so important at that point, and I think not only conversion but retention is huge when the market tightens. So it became pretty clear that we needed to do everything we could to get members not only in a membership program, and mainly not only to make that first sale, but to establish that sort of connection and relationship with the consumer and patient, and try to really get that long-term buy-in from them, and really wanting Sweetgrass to be the place that they want to come. And so the membership was really the way to do that. And I think when the economy tightens, your membership programs are extremely important.
And when we talked, you first said, and you've had private equity investors in your business. And when you were getting started, they were really concerned about, hey, is this a good idea for us? Right? Can you
Yes.
walk me through what that journey was like from going all into memberships into where you are today and the difference?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I mean, obviously, if you go on social media today, there are all kinds of advertisements and apps and things going on out there that try to lure business owners in. And I think everyone as a business owner is always a little bit skeptical, but I think that was where that came from. I think they'd seen other things not go well and probably didn't necessarily buy in 100% to anything that you kind of find on social media. And I think the key was that this just made sense. The idea that it's a lot easier to sell to an existing patient additional services than it is go out and get another patient. So I think from that standpoint, with the idea that the economy was tightening at that point, it really made sense. And I really thought that it was a great thing for us to do and one that really would benefit us in the long run. And then, as you know, and you mentioned in the private equity world, it becomes about established revenue flow and how predictable that is and what really adds to the value of your company. So the more you can demonstrate that there's a consistent flow of money coming in, the more stable of an investment you are, and clearly the higher multiple ends are going to be within your reach when you have that consistent revenue.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. Moving on to the tactical side, how are you bringing up your memberships to your patients? What does that step-by-step playbook look like?
Yeah, and what I'll say before that, just it leads into that, is that I think the biggest thing that you have to do if you're out there and own a business and you're thinking about doing this is you really have to get buy-in from your employees and especially the point of contact with the patients. So I think employee education is extremely important. You really need somebody on your team that works well with RepeatMD and takes the time and effort to understand the program and the back end of it and how it works, because otherwise, everyone's first kind of initial response as an employee, nobody really likes change or anything new. And if you don't understand it and you can't explain it to your employees at the front desk and the people answering the phone, then they absolutely cannot be effective at delivering that message to the consumer or customer, standing at the desk. What we did, I think, we really decided that we were going to push this, and we made sure that our advertising really focused on pushing the memberships as much as we advertised any procedures or any products. So memberships became really a core part of our advertisement attack at that point in time. And we really wanted to get patients aware of the program and make sure that they knew why there was such a benefit to signing up for it. So I think the first thing is getting employee buy-in and making sure that somebody is really up to speed on the membership and the app and how it works and is efficient at it. And then focusing the marketing onto selling the memberships is really important.
And with the staff, so we focus on staff training, focus on advertising, marketing. So what you're saying is your staff has got to be bought in and they're talking about it. Your advertising's got to be so-call it bought in and pushing it. What all points of contact, if I was a patient, would I know that you had a membership program? I feel, and the reason why I ask is I feel as though that many practices make their membership program, a secret, and not on purpose.
Yeah.
Right? They just like, oh, I have memberships. Why are people not buying them? What's the effort look like in order to actually get to that over $1 million revenue mark in memberships? What does that feel like?
So when you walk in our door, we had things at the counter that were there that had QR codes that you could scan and sign up. We had everybody that was checking out or checking in at the time. We were pushing the employees at the desk to ask if they were familiar with the membership, if they were familiar, if they had any questions, and then of course if they needed any help downloading the app. So it really became, I think, at that contact point, important to try to get them to download the app right there in front of you and at that time. And we have a wide range of patients and obviously a wide range of tech savvy patients. So the more that you help them with that process, I think the more efficient it is getting the app to them. And then our marketing, we had a button on our website and landing pages that you could click to download the app and sign up. And so the exam rooms had, again, QR codes and handouts and different mini posters up so that people were able to easily do that, able to download that app and have it. And I think that's, probably 90% of the battle is getting them to download it. In this day and age, obviously people go to Chick-fil-A or you shop online or you do any of this. Apps are part of our daily life. So I think it's getting easier with time to get people to do that. And I think that's the key first step, is to have them have that, and then you can target them.
Yeah, and you've made it a key distinction to have the memberships on the app where that's the point where patients can actually purchase them. Why did you decide to do that, and how's that been going?
That's been great, and I think that's a huge thing. We really tried to make our specials exclusive to the app, so we tried really, really hard to limit people from buying it any other way in the office, so that if they wanted to get the discount or the deal that was in the membership, then the folks at the front desk did everything they could to get them signed up for the app or download the app, so that then they were kind of forced to go that route to get the rewards and the membership pricing, which I think is the way it should be. And ideally, I would love to have all of our patients checking out using the app if possible at some point.
And folks, I want to double down on that. If you're a RepeatMD client, they create friction to, number one, keep a luxury experience, right? Because Dr. Schimpf is world class at what he does. He doesn't want to become the discount place where discounts are all over the place, right? And so he's positioned his app as a VIP program that if you want promotions or membership-based pricing, it's in the app. And the next level of that, it's a database that he owns. Versus on Instagram, if you've got 50,000 followers, 10,000 followers, 2,000 followers, if you post something, on a story or on a post, what percent of your followers actually will see that? It's a tenth of 1% now. But if there's a database that I own and they're my VIP members, right, or my VIP part of my VIP rewards club, then I have direct communication with them. And so owning your own database so you can directly communicate with them, and then all the other benefits of being able to buy that, buy a service from home, et cetera, that's why the biggest brands in the world, the Starbucks of the world, have gone all in on things like their app. When I go into Starbucks, I see their app everywhere. I do not see, hey, follow us on Instagram everywhere, right? And the reality of that is, Starbucks actually launched a rewards program 2009 after during the recession, because they understood, hey, we need to actually own our database. We can't rent it. And so Dr. Schimpf's a great example of that. Any final points that you wanted to make for practices to get success with their own membership program?
No, I just think the membership is a great way to kind of pay your patients back for being loyal to your business, and you want to create that loyalty. As you said, lifetime value is huge, and in our industry, not only in the aesthetic side, but the plastic surgery side, the lifetime value of a patient is really huge if you get them in the door in their 20s or 30s. And so the membership is kind of a way to reward them for being with you in your practice. And I can't underscore enough, I love marketing, and I enjoy it and study it. And there's no doubt it is a lot easier to get an existing patient to continue to spend money with you than to go out and get a de novo patient. And the costs are obviously much higher of acquisition for that. So the more you can service your existing clients and patients with a membership program, the more they're going to spend, and the more that's going to kind of snowball and just increase your revenue. So I would put a ton of effort into memberships, especially when the economy is tough. And if you're a newer business, I think it's a tremendous value add.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and really appreciate all the insights for everyone on the call.
Thanks, Phil. Have a great night.
Thank you, Dr. Schimpf.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, we are moving on to the Geyer practice, and we've actually had Dr. Geyer on a few times, right? And Dr. Geyer is an incredible practice that actually is functional health, weight loss, aesthetics, et cetera, et cetera. So with the Geyer practice, I want to dive in very quickly into what their results have been. Okay, $45,000 monthly recurring revenue, $550,000 annual recurring revenue. You can see the bar of her growth, and in March looks like another growth month for her. You can see the predicted outcome there. And the types of memberships that they're selling, treatment specific and weight loss. Majority of their memberships are weight loss memberships, right? Treatment specific, we're going to get into exactly what they're doing. Okay, weight loss memberships. So if you see her weight loss memberships, this is a high dollar membership, okay? $525 membership, right? But what she does is actually add more value, right? Rather than just doing a weight loss membership that competes with Hims, Hers, or Row, which is an online pharmacy, what we want to do is actually make this incredibly valuable, and that so you can charge more, right? So here you see 10% off any treatment or package, 10% off retail, 10% on intake, labs. It comes with the weekly medication. It comes with a lipo MC injection. It comes with a body scan, and it comes with counseling visits. How are you going to compete with an online pharmacy selling GLP-1s at $199 a month, right? Like, how would you compete with that? Well, you would create so much extraordinary value that someone serious about losing weight and being healthy would come into your practice, and you have this value where it's like, you know what? I would rather go spend the extra $100, $200 a month and go to a real professional versus injecting myself at home and hoping I do hoping that I get the result. And guess what? What patient would you rather have? I would rather have the patient that's spending $500 a month with me that really is taking their entire health seriously than the patient that's looking for semaglutide at the cheapest price. That's not your patient anyways. Right? So this is a great example of high dollar memberships can sell if you add value. If it's just semaglutide at $399 a month and has no additional value, how on earth are you going to be able to compete with that? You need to compete with the fact that you have much better results and a much better experience for your patients. Okay. And then also I wanted to show you here that you have saved 20% of your first membership. So she has a little deal going on for the spring. So she can do that where, hey, I'm going to give first month membership 20% off within the app. Okay. Then treatment specific. She does a great job selling weight loss for hormone and optimization. Again, very expensive program, $749 a month. That comes with a slew of benefits, 10% savings on treatments and product and retail, hormone medications included, intake, 3 blood tests and saliva tests, follow-up visits, labs, the whole thing. On top of that, she's got weekly health counseling visits. She's got 4, okay, that you can take, body scan, an IV drip. She wants to make sure you get the best result possible. So she creates a program that represents the value that her program has. But you have to be able to position that well. $749 a month, okay, for this. Your front desk is not going to be able to sell this for you. They're coming to her for her expertise, Dr. Geyer. And many of you on the call today don't have a staff of 5, 10, 15, or 20. You are the expert. Well, then guess what? If you're the expert, then you need to be an expert in explaining the value of your memberships. Dr. Geyer always reminds me of that. These programs can sell at any price if they have extraordinary value. Okay. While I'm preaching, I want to preach about something else. Some of you on the call think that it's like a good idea to have membership benefits or membership treatments expire every month, right? Where you're like, oh, the treatments don't roll over. Well, folks, news to you on if you're doing that, it's a very bad business practice. And the reason why it's a very bad business practice is at the end of the day, you're screwing over your patients. If they go on a summer vacation, and they're paying you, $50, $100, $200 a month, and they're losing the things that they're paying you for, not only are they going to cancel their membership, but they're going to cancel you and not come to your practice anymore. And so the old way of doing memberships is absolutely dead where things don't roll over. You need to be very, very careful if you decide, hey, you know what? People don't come in every month. I can keep that money. I'm going to say this very clearly. That's the most expensive decision you've ever made when you have someone where their membership program, their treatments expire every single month, because you will eventually lose them as a patient. And you're maybe making a little bit extra money that month, but eventually your churn rate is going to be so high, no one's ever going to continue being your patient. So something to think about. Okay, pro tip. Use membership pricing to upsell, cross-sell. Do not discount your services to non-members. I call it creating purposeful friction. You should not be discounting your services to anyone that's not a member. It's not going to be the only time you hear this on this call today. The only time that I'm good with you doing promotions and discounts is when they're attached to a holiday. Okay? If it's Labor Day, if it's Mother's Day, if it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Black Friday, 100% promotions all day, because promotions have the opportunity to create buying patterns. And so, and your competition's doing them, so you need to actually do that. But if you're discounting a service 20% on a random Tuesday night, that makes no fucking sense at all. If you want to create purposeful friction, then you want to have membership-based pricing only. So if anyone ever competes with price and they're like, hey, well, I wish that I could do it, for X amount of dollars. Well, hey, actually, we have a great savings program. If you join our memberships, you get 20% off of any service our practice has to offer. That's a huge opportunity for you to bring up your membership program. Anytime someone says something about price, talk about your memberships. And if you can see on the screen here, 1750 and 1575 member, it's all built into the app. Okay, it's all built into the app where you have the opportunity to see regular pricing and then membership pricing. And with Dr. Geyer, here she also makes it right on her website, Explorer app, and she advertises it. One of the gifts that we're going to give you today is a 6-figure weight loss membership blueprint that Dr. Geyer's put together. It was from a previous masterclass. You have the opportunity here at the end of this call. We're going to send you an email with RepeatMD gifts. And one of the gifts that we're going to send you today is that, so you have that. So if you have weight loss memberships, you want to get into memberships, weight loss memberships, this has an opportunity for you to show you all the things that she does. Okay. We're going to be moving on, and I'm going to bring on Adrienne here to the call here in the next 2 minutes. And she's absolute membership royalty, folks, because Adrienne is the best, and her team is the best at selling memberships. She does over $95,000 a month, right? Probably closer now to $100,000 a month in recurring memberships. And she is not a practice that has 30 employees. She's just so focused on making this an incredible experience for her clients. And it's not only is it an incredible experience and a VIP experience for her clients, everything that she does is so thoughtful on adding value back to the membership program. So I can't wait to bring her on. And she's selling 100% of beauty banks, and I'll let her explain why. Okay. But also, not only does she have all of these members, she has incredible retention rate. Okay. Her retention rates, I've never seen better retention rates in direct-to-consumer membership program. And 2.5 retention is unbelievable. That's only 2.5% of her members cancel in a given month. She's also highly intentional. You go on her website, okay? It shows what the Voxy Vault, which is her membership program, and she doesn't even like to call it a membership program. She positions it differently so she can explain that as well, okay? The Voxy Vault has all the different tiers, right? And it tells people right on her website that this is a part of their business, and people are, will read the website in those cases. So here's what her memberships are: $99 a month for one Voxy Vault, $149 a month, and then $199 a month. And here's all the things that those memberships include, right? That amount as a beauty bank has the opportunity to be a savings account that the patient can go spend on something else, right? So if I had 6 months of the Voxy Vault, right, this $99 one, I'd have $600 in my account. Then I would get 10% off service. I get better pricing on the Botox instead of $14, $12, and I can use that on something else, right? So she's hyper intentional, and it looks beautiful on her app. Adrienne is just amazing at branding. Everything is so well put together. It's not a surprise to me why she's so successful, but on her app as well, it's so easy to understand the benefits. It's so easy to get all of the different pieces that make it valuable. Okay. And she, even on the site here and on the app, talks about the premium benefits, exclusive VIP events, priority booking, a welcome gift, monthly discounts, year-round discounts, okay, and webinars and functions to learn, right? She really goes all in to make her membership program a true success. And so I'm super excited to bring her on. So Adrienne, come on, and it's interview time.
Hi.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Good. Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Thank
Yeah,
yeah,
this has been
thank you for joining.
thanks. Yeah, I've really enjoyed building this membership or really this community at Voxy. We are a new practice. I'm a physician assistant and opened Voxy Aesthetics and Wellness about just 2.5 years ago. So we've grown really quickly. And, obviously building this community and building something where we give back to our loyal patients has been, a dream. I never expected it to grow the way it has. So I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about memberships because I really have enjoyed building this community.
So, first of all, because I know this is so important, and I could talk to you all day about this because you're an absolute genius when it comes to building memberships programs. You use that word community. Everything you do is intentional, but use that word community intentionally. Can you talk about what community means to you and how you apply that concept to your memberships? And folks, you're going to want to listen to this because I can guarantee you 9 out of 10 people don't do this.
Yeah, so absolutely. So for us, the community is, we we're building a brand. So we're, a newer business, kind of getting recognition in our community so that people know who we are, who is Voxy, what are we about, what are our beliefs, our vision. And our patients have become a big part of that now as our VIPs and part of this community. And we hold these really fun events that we do for our VIPs, and you guys have already talked a lot about, patient retention and marketing spend and, the value of spending those marketing dollars on the people who are already invested in you, those people who already trust you, right? So, it's so much more money to spend money on the people who don't know who you are or, just trying to get new people in the door. That can be very costly, but you can invest in the people who already know you and already love you, right? And so building this community where we spoil our VIPs. So all of our Voxy VIP members who are part of the Voxy Vault, we will do fun events. So for example, when the Barbie movie launched, we had a big event where we rented out couple theaters for all our VIPs. We bought them popcorn and we bought them a alcoholic beverage. We had a dress up costume contest. The best dressed Barbie won a full facial harmonization treatment. And we just, had a lot of fun. They could bring a friend as well, and that was complimentary for them too. So that's a way where, they bring a friend, they get to understand the Voxy community, meet our team, meet who our providers are, and be, almost have FOMO, like, oh, I want to be a Voxy VIP too. And then when they're posting on social media, we have, they come to the event, they can win things by posting and sharing. And so then the rest of the community kind of learns about who is Voxy and what are we about. So that's just one example of a fun event we've had. We've also rented out some, the Top Golf bays and done a Top Golf event. We've had wellness events at one of my athletic centers and Pilates studios. We're going to do a goat yoga event coming up. We do craft and chat bashes where we've had craft events where they come and they can create a fall wreath while learning about our new laser services. And these are all complimentary events where we spoil them with alcohol and food and a good time. And then they get to meet all the other people in our community as well. So they get to meet other Voxy VIPs, and then they talk about, what treatment, like, what are you doing and whatnot. So it's been a really fun thing. Easter, I'm gonna make either my husband or my sister dress up as the Easter bunny. We're gonna do Easter photos and an Easter egg hunt. So we just have a good time with it.
And so one thing I wanted to debunk is immediately when you say events, right? People might think, oh, I don't have that type of money to do marketing at that level, right? Can you talk about what the cost of an event like this would, some of the events that you've done? Is it expensive? What is the budget that you usually run with? And then also, what's the impact that it makes? Why do you decide to spend so much more attention on retention marketing versus running like Facebook ads?
Yeah. So so some events can be almost free. Like if you could have an event where you have a local realtor who wants to sponsor it for you and will maybe
Right.
invest in that, and that could be a free event. You could have events where you're doing that, like the movie event. It was I can't remember the exact amount, but it was probably only $2,500, $3,000 for that event. Not crazy in terms of cost when you're renting out theaters and buying drinks and popcorn. Then we've had events that are more costly, almost like a wedding type experience, and so those can be more expensive. But overall, as long as I'm keeping my marketing spend within 10% of my revenue, so looking at your metrics, your business metrics, we want to try to keep that spend within 5 to 10% of our revenue. And depending on how you have all your business metrics set up in terms of your payroll and marketing and so forth, legal, it's like, then you can decide, okay, how much cash do I have to spend on this to make this make sense in terms of making sure that I keep my profit margins where I want them to be. But yeah, you can absolutely find ways to spoil your VIPs. And a lot of the times it doesn't have to be crazy expensive. You can find really inexpensive ways to have a good time. And a lot of my patients are business owners themselves. So we can team up with them, host events with them. And a lot of times, sometimes they can almost host an event for you too. There's a lot of ways to kind of think around the money you have to spend and how you want to do these events.
So you can partner. You can have your cousin dress up as the Easter bunny and do an Easter egg hunt and spend $100 at the dollar store, right? You can do something
$80.
bigger.
It's $80 for an Easter bunny costume, and
Exactly.
it's way cheaper than hiring an Easter bunny.
Exactly. And guess what? Now you're at the level that you can spend more. The events get better the more members that you have, right? When you had your first 10, it was probably different than what it is today, right?
Yeah.
And I've known that about you. You're always building and always making it better. I wanted to transition to why did you choose a beauty bank for your memberships, right? The Voxy Vault is 1, 2, 3, all beauty banks. How would you describe a beauty bank and why that, and how does the patient see value in it?
Yeah, so I love the beauty bake concept because I wanted to make sure that I was kind of rewarding patient loyalty and making it an absolute no-brainer for them. Because there really is absolutely no reason for them to become a Voxy VIP with us. And that's why our conversion rate, we try to maintain as a team we try to keep a new patient to new member conversion rate of about 85%. And that's like a team KPI, right? Our team goals. And if we, make it a no-brainer, make it simple, basically make them feel special, then the beauty bank concept makes a lot of sense because there's no fees, right? There's no fee because all the money that they're paying monthly is going towards their future services. So they can think of it as a self-care club or the Voxy Vault. Put money away for you, invest in yourself, take care of you, and then you save. And so our VIPs get all our best rates, all our best pricing, our fun events. We really spoil them. We take care of our VIPs because they take care of us. And so it's the beauty bank concept, I think, is a really great way to have great patient retention and patient loyalty. And then, so for me, it's like there's three things, right, that I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about this beauty bank concept. I'm thinking, okay, we're helping build that patient loyalty. We're helping with building community. And then we're also, for a business, helping with that financial security. So at this point, our monthly recurring revenue with our beauty bank is helping already cover my fixed expenses. So if, God forbid, something bad happens, well, in Arkansas, it's tornadoes or fires or hurricanes, wherever you're at, I can still pay my employees. I'm not going to have to say, I'm so sorry, I can't cover my costs, I can't cover my payroll. I'm safe. I feel like I have that financial security with the beauty bank as well. And then it's also just a great thing for our patients. So it's neat to see that we even have, the patients telling their friends and their family and whatnot. So we have people signing up on the weekend to become one of our VIPs. I'll have patients come in and they'll be like, oh, I've been a Voxy VIP for 6 months. And so I've got money saved up now for my treatment. So they sign up ahead of time before they even come in to bank money so that they've just been, saving up $100 a month or $150 a month. And now they come in for their treatment and they're ready to go. And then, so there's just a lot of benefits to this concept for sure.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That was incredible advice. One of the questions that people have been asking, and I think this is so great for you to answer, is it feels like you have a staff of 50, right? When you see $1 million membership, it's like, my God, how big is this practice? How many employees, how big is your practice in terms of like employee count?
Yeah, so we've grown fast. I mean, last year I probably only had 5 employees. This year we have 15. But we are a small practice. I'm actually at my office right now. I work out of 1,500 square feet. We are growing into a new building. But 1,500 square feet. I have 4 rooms, and an amazing team. I've built a great team, and yeah, we're not huge. We're small, and we're in Northwest Arkansas. I'm a Dallas girl. I grew up in Dallas, but here I am in Northwest Arkansas. So I'm not in a big city. I'm in a smaller town, smaller business. But we, really give back to our patients, and I think, making it a no-brainer, making your patients feel special right when they walk in the door, know their name, give them a nice drink or cocktail, or just, and then have fun things, like make it fun. We only live once, right? So we might as well romanticize the experience of it all. And so we really try our best to do that for our patients.
I think that was my biggest learning from you, is just understanding how intentional you are with making, not, you don't call it members, you call it our VIPs. So that's a call
Mhm.
out for everyone. She doesn't even call them members because they're not to her. And imagine, I would be so excited to be the part of this membership, right? Because she cares so deeply about the entirety of the experience. And also think about her conversion rate. 85%, folks. 85% of people that she touches turn to members because she's so intentional and creates all these perks with that, which is truly, I mean, that is the best. You have the best retention rate I've ever seen, the best conversion rate I've ever seen. You're definitely doing something super special. And within that, I want to talk about the last part of the tactical side is you have all these memberships in the app. You don't allow any other discounts unless they're a member. So what is the experience of becoming a member, the steps that you take to actually get someone on the membership program, right? From when they meet you, how do you present the value of the program? I imagine people aren't just falling out of the sky buying memberships without ever talking to y'all. I wish that were the case, trust me, but sometimes it is. You mentioned they buy on the weekends, from your app. But what does it look like in terms of the steps?
Yeah. So, we do have a process in place with the team. We have team goals. We have, we try to make it simple for the patients too. So, when they walk in the front door, they, are greeted, and then they are automatically able to sign up, to become, with RepeatMD, a loyalty member. And so that's free. There's no cost to that. They're just getting the rewards, right? So that's when, anytime they will check in, you can set it up to where they get something if they've come in or checked in 1 time, 3 times, 6 times, 10 times, and so forth. So that's one thing, right? Just having the app on their phone automatically is a nice thing to just get that on their phone the first time they're seen. And then after that, uh, it's the consultation process. So my medical assistant will take them to the room. Then, after I do a consultation with them and develop a plan, my medical assistant is kind of more of the closer, right? So she walks into the room, goes over the pricing with them. We have it nicely laid out in a branded form, and side by side they can see our VIP pricing versus our non-VIP pricing. And right then and there, they're like, wow, I'm going to save a lot of money by becoming a VIP. And so right then and there is when most everyone signs up when they can see what they're going to save. But then at the same time, a lot of the times, by the time they've even come in the door, they've been following our social media. They know that we have fun events. It's like we're building that trust, right? But then once they come in, it's like, and then it's just an easy conversation because it's such a no-brainer to save money and then bank money for their future treatments. We also make sure they don't feel locked into anything, right? We do have a 6-month commitment, but they can cancel anytime, even before 6 months. If they cancel before 6 months, we just say they're going to owe us back that discount. But if they cancel after 6 months, they keep their discount and they can cancel anytime. They're not stuck. I think that's important. They want to a lot of your patients want to make sure they don't feel stuck to something or locked into something. And we let them know how easy it is to cancel if they ever need to cancel. They can just text us, literally. Send us a text. We're happy to cancel. We do send a post survey asking like, why are you canceling? Just for us. It's nice for us to know, are you pregnant? Are you moving? Are you, do you hate us? No, I'm kidding. But, like, why are you leaving? And a lot of times it's for reasons like that. It's like they're pregnant, they're moving away. And so it's kind of nice to know, like, oh, they're not canceling because they hate us. They're canceling because they legitimately have a reason to cancel. And so it's good to keep track of things like that as well. But yeah, just making the process simple for your team and for the patient has been really helpful. So by the time they sign up in the room, by the time they get to the front desk, they already have the app on their phone. They've already become a member. They've already done the process with my medical assistant right there with them to do it with them so that it doesn't feel overwhelming or confusing. And then when they check out, it's all done. The front desk staff can look on the back end, make sure that they are a VIP before they give them the discounted rate. Then we put it in our system to make sure that everyone knows what tier they are and go from there. So we just have a very simplified process so that the whole team doesn't feel overwhelmed by it and that it's just an easy thing. And then it's an exciting thing for my team since it's a KPI for us to achieve.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Adrian, for joining us today. I'm sure people are going to rewatch that and take the notes and the concepts down. I think just really important on the recap is when you come in, they're joining their Voxy app, the RepeatMD app. So by the time they're in the room, you can already have that conversation, add everything to their cart, talk to them about their memberships. And that's a key distinction there. And it doesn't sound like the app is a part of the optional experience. Anyone that walks in, you let them know, hey, part of the check-in is having the app on your phone. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
If you guys, you can see our events on my Instagram that they have shared here, and you're welcome to reach out to us. I can help with memberships if you need help. Happy to be a contact if you have questions.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you for joining, Adrian.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll see you back. Thanks. Have a great day. Awesome. Isn't Adrian just the best? She is just so good. And I'll tell you, the word that I think about with her membership program is intentional. She's so intentional. Her brand is so intentional. Her app is so intentional. Her process is so intentional. Her events, guess the word, intentional. Very, very important, folks. I believe in my career, one of the key distinctions for me, success leaves clues. You just heard from the very best. I've never seen anyone better at selling memberships in Voxy. Just take their playbook and do what they do, but have that intentionality, right? She's so kind for sharing her experience, and follow her on Instagram. You saw that, and again, you'll get the recording of this so you can really take a look at it. But I'm just so proud of their team and so proud of her, and been watching her growth. It's incredible to see. So shout out again to Adrian. Okay, let's talk about 4 pillars of membership success. Number 1, drive app activation. If you don't have the RepeatMD app, make it easy to buy is the concept, okay? Why? If you get every patient to sign up for the app and check in, you make it part of this check-in process, the app lowers the activation energy to purchase a future membership. It makes it easy to buy, join, and engage. What does that mean? It means if I have the app and I join as the free loyalty member, I get $20 towards anything, 50 towards anything, free IV, whatever, and I have it on the phone and you describe, okay, hey, the membership program, you come in all the time, beauty bank, etc., and I just double click in Apple Pay and I'm done, the activation energy of that is nothing after they have the app versus I'm done, I'm ready to go, you were running behind, I'm at the front desk, you give me a brochure and say you should join the membership program. Most of you won't even tell me that there's a membership program. Well, the activation energy of me saying, oh, okay, can you tell me more about it when I'm in a rush and ready to go, or don't even really understand what the program is so much that no one will buy. So that's really important to understand, is you want to make your memberships very easy to buy. What did Adrian say? Make the value a no-brainer. It needs to be obvious to join your membership, right? What we just heard what we saw and we heard, especially on Adrian here, just like we want to join that membership program. And think about what she's done with the events. Not only does she do an awesome event, she always includes a +1. Okay, well, why is that? Community. Hey, what is this place? This is awesome. Imagine going in the room and there's 50 other folks there dressed up for the Barbie movie, and they're all part of the Voxy VIP club and the community, and they become friends. And now there's another reason why they continue to stay, right? Make the value no-brainer. Member-only pricing, create additional monthly perks, create VIP events, private promo code and exclusive text for your members, and only discount services for members. Member-only pricing, folks. Train your team to sell the why, not the membership, okay? Your staff are your marketers. They need to understand why joining a membership program or why joining a VIP club, whatever you want to call it, is so important for the patient experience. You want them excited, where you don't have to beg them to talk about it, but they're excited to talk about it because of like all the value that it brings. So that's something huge to think through, okay? And that way they share the benefits. Build and invest your community. Turn members into a movement. You create FOMO, you reinforce that community and status within the practice. You do the events, okay? And then let your members bring a +1, but then most importantly, brag about it, share about it, capture everything, and share on all your social media channels. If you're gonna share something on social or emails, why not do a recap of what your members get and like make it the ultimate FOMO and be that intentional to create those events, okay? The pillars, you make it easy to buy, you make the value a no-brainer, you train your team to sell the why, like why it's important to be a membership, not, hey, it's $99 a month, but what's the value? And then you build and invest in the community. Okay, moving on quickly. So this thing keeps popping up. One second, I keep having a pop up here. Okay. So top learnings from selling $100 million in memberships. These are some quick hits, right? We take a look at our data. We interview folks like Dr. Schimpf and Adrian and many, many others. And then we start putting together learnings of like what the best memberships or best folks selling memberships do. And very quickly, here are your top learnings. Practices who incentivize their staff to sell memberships sell more, okay? Adrian does. Most people sell more by incentivizing their staff. So the question is, when we did a survey, how much more? About 600% more, okay? So practice does $2,000 a month of memberships can do $12,000 a month if they do proper incentives. When you think about incentives, it doesn't need to be a per membership basis. What I love is team goals. If we sell 10 memberships this month, we're gonna do this. Another strategy that I love is if you want to spend more, but you want to make it in a way that doesn't break the bank, is you get a better prize and you hit the team goal, and then you do a raffle for the thing. So say it's a $500 iPad. If we hit 10 memberships sold this month, we're going to raffle this iPad or a trip to Vegas or whatever it is, right? You want to incentivize your staff. It doesn't always need to be about dollars per membership sold. It can be team goals and they can be fun, but you want to incentivize your staff. You want to show the value, okay? With Voxy, as they showed you, is they actually put in their membership, hey, Botox is $12 a unit for our members, but it's typically $14. You want to show value for your memberships. You'll sell almost double if people can easily distinguish the value. Also, something Adrian said, they show the pricing and say, hey, if you join your membership today, you can actually save this amount of dollars before you buy this treatment. Or you can pay full price. Well, that's another great way to convert a lot of memberships. Sign-up offers. Adrian does welcome kits. It's very easy to do it within the app. Join and you get a sign-up bonus. Okay, you join today, you get something immediately for being a member. The increase in conversion for practices that do that is an additional 30%. Now, members, why are they so important? Members spend more, a lot more. So the question is, how much more? And I think this is one of the most shocking stats of the presentation. Here's two different memberships that are beauty banks and tier memberships. So we're calling practice A because we're sharing their financials here. A non-member spends $1,609 in a given year. Members that are part of the program spend $4,000 in a year. Why? They're coming in more often, they're spending more money, they're taking advantage of their special pricing. So that's a 250% increase. You take your numbers for whatever they are. Yours don't have to be 1609 for the year. 250% more increase, right? And spend. That's your marketing strategy for the year, folks. Like, the reality is you don't need to go get double the amount of patients, do the Facebook ads, do the new marketing program, whatever the case is. You honestly just need more members because they come in and spend more money. That's the whole reality of this, is like, if you just get more members, they will naturally spend more. So why are you buying the next $100,000 device or spending X amount of dollars, $20,000, whatever, on the new website? Just get more members, they will come in and spend more often. Another example, even more dramatic, $1,300 for non-members in yearly spend, $6,000 for the member yearly spend. And that's a 400% increase in spend in a given year, right? The reality is, again, I just need more of these members. I don't need a boatload of patients to walk into my front door and buy low margin services and fill up my calendars. What I need is members to come in more often, spend more money, and bring a friend. Okay. Talked about this probably the 5th time and the 6th time, and we'll probably talk about it 2 more times. Don't discount your services. Use member-only pricing to remain a luxury brand and sell more memberships. What does that look like? Well, I don't know if anyone's ever gone to Restoration Hardware, but Restoration Hardware, in case you don't know, is the most high luxury furniture brand in the world by far. Okay, there's not even close. Now they have incredible restaurants and now a new hotel and all these things. And Restoration Hardware actually has a membership program, right? And this stool here is, $2,200 for member and a $3,000 stool for non-members. I don't know how many Restoration Hardware people we have on this call. There's only a few roaming on Earth that can afford this, but the reality is they are the most high luxury brand on the planet when it comes to what they do, and they sell memberships. If a furniture store can sell memberships, I promise you, you can sell memberships. And if you take their luxury strategy, and I saw Adam's on the call today, I'm sure he's going like, yes, yes, yes. If you take a luxury strategy, we don't just discount things to discount things, but we use member-based pricing to give better pricing to those members, creating purposeful friction to upsell your memberships. If a furniture store can sell memberships, everyone on this call can sell memberships. They've just positioned it the right way. On RepeatMD, we make it super simple because we just show, hey, it's $5,000 for this, but if you're a member, it'd be $4,500. It's exact same Restoration Hardware playbook. Sell more memberships by making it easy to buy from anywhere at any time. Could Adrian or Dr. Schimpf or Dr. Geyer sell their memberships from their point of sale system, their EMR? Of course they can. They have an EMR, they have a practice management system, they all have the same. Okay, they're all in business, so they all have some point of sale system. They've all come to the understanding of, hey, if I put this on the app, it's so much easier to buy. They have the ability to see their benefits. I have the ability to communicate well with them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You have to make your memberships easy to buy. If you're living off of, you can only buy it on my point of sale, or if you have a brochure and you're like, I hope people will buy my memberships, you're going to lose time and time again. And so what we've done is we've constantly reinvented memberships by adding layer after layer. Okay, one click, double click Apple Pay, it's done. Simplified treatments and benefit redemptions, member only pricing all throughout your app. You have that opportunity. You can reward members for loyalty with unlocking milestone bonuses, all included there, right? So for example, everyone doing weight loss memberships should be adding milestone bonuses, right? That's a feature. It's been out for like 3-4 months where you can add a milestone bonus if someone hits a certain time being a member. Add it. At month 4, you get something of real value. So you should stay to be a member. Okay, those are some other things. And then of course, remove your operational billing, operational headaches where they can buy, the credit card gets updated. If their credit card declines, we'll reach out to them 4 times and like ping them. We'll give you like, hey, this person is, red bar over their app. They know they can update their credit card. All of these things are super important for you to have a great membership program. And again, make your member pricing simple where they can see the value of becoming a member. While we have RepeatMD clients on the call, and many of them, I just want to make sure that you've maximized your in-app memberships. I'm going to call out some features that we have so you can reflect and say, hey, I want to add that. You can do it. It takes 2 seconds in your memberships, but member-only pricing, okay? When you're setting up your membership, you want to make in-app the percentages off in-app. You want to check that box so you can have the advantage of showing all your treatments with member-only pricing. Your sign-up offer. Do you have a sign-up offer on your memberships? If not, if you haven't taken advantage of that feature, make sure to turn that on. Milestone bonuses, same thing. When Phil is a member for 3 months, 6 months, whatever frequency that you want, then make sure he gets a bonus. And if you need help setting up any of that, contact our support at repeatmd.com, or go on your admin panel to the live help session, and we will get this implemented and built for you. It makes that big of a difference. We're happy to do it for you. Ultimately, RepeatMD creates a mobile app designed exclusively for your practice. Every speaker on the call today has RepeatMD and have been extraordinarily successful selling their memberships from all different ranges of practice sizes. So the reality of being able to use RepeatMD, and I know I saw Chris Balby on the call, so I have yours right here. Sell your services 24/7. This is Misha, Chris Balby's director of marketing, and it just shows people are buying at 10 o'clock at night. People buying 9 o'clock at night. Our number one purchasing hour is 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. We have purchases at 1 p.m., at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., all over. But you need to be able, in today's day and age, you need to be able to sell your services 24/7, your memberships 24/7. You should not be living in a world where you live 9 to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday in your 4 walls. So if you're not a RepeatMD client, I'd strongly urge you to book a demo. Does not mean that like, hey, you need to have RepeatMD. We want to see if you're a fit for us, we're a fit for you. But while you're on, you should absolutely book a demo with RepeatMD to see how we can help your practice thrive. You can click this little link here, click to book a demo. You can scan this QR code. Whatever it is for you, you need to have a system that can help your practice brand and expand.